This is a quick tip video on how to take out and put in your Ford Model A starter. So this is your starter right here, and this is not a hard or difficult job to do. It requires minimal tools, just a 9/16 socket extension arm and wrench, but there are some tips to make it easier, and there's lots of times you will remove your starter for various things. If you need to take out your steering column, you'll have to do that. There's other reasons you may want to take it out. So I'm just going to provide some quick tips so that when you do this, just makes the job a little bit easier. So first of all, you notice I have paper, or you can use a cloth or wrap some kind of protectant around your steering column, because when you're getting this out, it is a tight fit and you're prone to scratch things. I should cover this too. I did paint this recently. This is the inlet for the coolant, and also recommended on a Ford, all Ford Model A's. You should have a fuse in the line here. So from the box coming down, there's a wire that goes to this nut here on top of your starter. It's recommended, you can buy these kits really cheap online, but it's recommended to have a fuse put in there because these cars are known for shorting. And I've had issues where I've had old wires melt and smoke. That's not fun. So this will help. And the other recommendation I wanted to point out is when you're taking the bolts off, and these are 9/16, leave the top one in last. It'll be easier to remove out the starter if you, there's 3 of them, so take the other 2 out, leave this one in for last. So you can take it in and out. You don't have to, everything you have on here, you can take the starter in and out. It's a close fit, and the trick is you have to angle the starter up to go in and out. So I'm now going to video taking it out. I'm going to put this camera on a tripod stand so it won't shake. And the other helpful tip, a few other tips you can't see here. This is the battery cable coming. Now I've disconnected the battery on the positive side, but the positive ground, right? So this negative, this is a hot wire. And so you want to either disconnect the cable at the source of the battery, which is way down there, or what I did was just tape up, put a lot of tape on the end, because as you're moving around here, this moves. If this touches any ground metal, it'll spark. So you want to make sure, because this is live straight to your starter, it mounts on that little nut right there. When you take it off, just wrap it in tape for safety. So if it touches anything while you're working on the starter, it won't spark. Okay, I'm gonna stop the video now and put it on the tripod and give you and highly recommended that you get an extension arm. So this is the 9/16 socket, and this is a 10-inch arm, but a 6-inch would work too. This will make it a lot easier. I'll show you, this is a lot easier getting that first nut in and out. Okay, so let me go ahead and stop right now. Okay, I'm gonna go quick on this. So again, your extension arm with your 9/16 socket, the last bolt here. You're gonna reach in with one of your right arm and your hand, and you're gonna cradle the starter so it doesn't just fall to the floor. Once you loosen it, you just take the rest off by hand like this. This makes it much easier than trying to take that nut off with your fingers. Alright. Put that somewhere where it won't fall. Now, when you take it out, you have to angle it up. So there's the Bendix arm in there, so you need to just angle it up like this. Just be patient. And that's it. Now, some other tips when you're putting it back on. Let me come around, hold on. I hope I don't scratch anything. Okay, do you see this? This is not working out well. Hold on. Put it on the ground here. Angle this down. Okay, good. do you see this surface where it meets up with the bell housing? You want to make sure this is sanded and clean for a clean connection, because on these 6-volt systems on the Model A's, you want good contact for ground for electricity. So I took some sandpaper, and maybe hard to see, but I cleaned all the edges here. And then if you can see on the bell housing, you won't be able to see very well, but if I zoom in there, you can see how the metal's a bit shiny because I cleaned it up there. So now we are going to reverse the process. So keep the paper, whatever you've taped off and protected, keep that on there so when you put it back in and out. Have your bolt ready, so have that ready here in your socket arm and keep it nearby. Hope this shows up. And then you're going to reverse the process. It's heavy. So again, you angle it in. So put this arm in first. So we're going to angle it up. And I'm going to reach my hand under like I did last time to cradle it. So angle it in first like that. And you're going to start the top bolt. So while you're holding it, this is a tricky part, but now bolt came out of the socket. Of course, video. All right, so you start the bolt here, and while you're holding the starter underneath, it's heavy. Not anything you can do about that, but it's a lot easier to start that bolt with this extension arm and that socket on the end. You're not going to tighten it all the way, just get it snug, because you got to put the other 2 bolts in. If you try to, in the past, if you try to tighten with your finger, I don't know, maybe you have better luck, but I cannot ever get it lined up in my fingers. It's a tight space. But having this extension arm with the socket, it's a lot easier to start that first bolt. Now you don't tighten it all the way down because you have 2 more to put in. So put your other 2 bolts in, then tighten everything down, and that's all there is to it. Good luck.